nothing like being back on UK soil, getting my head down, and get back in routine and regiment, and that's how I like living my lifestyle in a regiment format, and focus on what I've got ahead of me, really.
You can see he's massive, he's in shape, he's going to be a real challenge, and it's something different for me. Look, I'm used to boxing boxers and boxing the head off somebody.
You know, unfortunately, it was a terrible accident, tragic injury, and you know, he'll take a little bit of time to recover physically. I think more will come out on that when Anthony's prepared to share it.
Anthony Joshua has made a statement concerning his career, and this is what he had to say. He said, quote, he said, "I can't stop now. I've got to keep going until I reach my destination. I'm targeting Tyson."
Anthony Joshua detonated the press conference, unleashing fury at Tyson Fury as order collapsed into pure chaos. Fresh from a brutal car crash, AJ stormed straight into camp with fire in his eyes, hijacking Fury and Fabio's moment with savage intent. He locked eyes, froze the room, and called Fury out face to face, daring him to answer. The air cracked, tempers flared, and fans felt the collision growing, the fight already roaring long before it ever reaches the ring.
It's just a battle of the fittest, battle of the smartest, and the last man will be.
Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua exploded into a heated moment that ripped shock waves through the boxing world. AJ's intensity was ferocious, off the charts, and Fury could feel the pressure rising as Joshua dropped the challenge cold. Fans have waited years for this collision, and hearing AJ talk like this, vowing to dominate and break him, turned the room electric. The tension, the anticipation, the raw drama, it's exactly what boxing fans live for.
I'm going to be saying to him in the fight, like, beat the pussy up, call me Larry Holmes. I'll be eating a jab, bang, bang, bang. And, you know, I can't wait. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic.
Fabio Wardley looked dangerously fired up as he boldly crowned himself the superior fighter, making it brutally clear he believes he can crush both Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. The confidence detonated the room. Wardley didn't blink, didn't flinch, locking eyes with Fury like a warning shot, like he was already in line. Suddenly, this wasn't just about facing Fury anymore. Another lethal name had hurled himself into the flames, and the heavyweight picture twisted violently, growing darker, louder, and even more explosive.
We're trying to engage very early, or very often, but that's another area I can double down and hunt him around that ring. Like, there's only so long you can go running from me in a ring. You're not gonna be able to keep that up for 12 rounds. I will find you, I will hunt you down, and you will have to stand in front of me and let your hands go at one point or another. So, and at that moment, that's where.
Eddie Hearn left no room for doubt, declaring this is the fight the entire world has been starving for. Fans don't care about distractions anymore, because Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is the ultimate collision. AJ has paid his dues, put in the blood and sweat, and Fury can't keep looking away. Every word from Hearn pours fuel on the fire, the stage locked in, the countdown ticking, and everyone knows this explosion is unavoidable.
That people have been talking about, and the only fight people want to see, and the reason that His Excellency has been engaging in those talks with Tyson Fury is to fight Anthony Joshua.
Showbiz exposed something massive, and it cut far deeper than surface headlines. Anthony Joshua's return from tragedy isn't only physical, it's mental, spiritual, and razor sharp. Through heartbreak and forced absence, AJ rebuilt himself in silence, and now his confidence radiates like a warning sign. Fans can see it instantly. This is a man who's been broken, tested, who's grieved in the dark, yet stands unshaken in the light. That hardened mindset alone turns him into a terrifying opponent. And suddenly, the world isn't just curious anymore, it's buzzing with anticipation to watch him step back into the ring.
Hear Anthony Joshua speak with confidence and strength, saying that he has a strong mind. And that was great, because a lot of people are wondering with that tragedy, you know, how he could be doing mentally and spiritually. Of course he's sad, of course he's down, of course he needs time to grieve and all those things. But he has a...
Spencer Oliver dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the scene, revealing Anthony Joshua has his eyes locked on the ultimate showdown. And this isn't just any target, it's Tyson Fury. While rumors swirl about Arkhilan Makhmudov stepping in as a supposed tune-up, everyone understands his style plays right into Fury's hands. Still, Joshua doesn't blink. His focus is ruthless, his power undeniable, and his raw determination turns him into a nightmare for anyone standing across from him. With that mindset alone, the heavyweight division just shifted violently, and it suddenly became far more dangerous.
The Anthony Joshua was the dream fight that he was hoping for sometime late summer. Arslanbek Makhmudov is the rumoured guy that he's going to be coming in against, the guy that just beat Dave Allen, the big Russian, very powerful, very strong, but he's
Simon Jordan cuts straight to the core of it all. Physically, Anthony Joshua has every weapon required, but the real battlefield is the mind. After tragedy and long months away from the ring, the question hangs heavy: does he still have the hunger to unleash punches the way he did at his ruthless peak? Boxing isn't merely skill or technique, it's fire, desire, and an unforgiving heart. Fans are watching every move, every word, knowing that if Joshua taps into his focus and controlled rage, Fury could find himself in serious danger. This isn't just another fight. It's a resurrection, a declaration, and a brutal opportunity to prove he remains the heavyweight force the world once feared.
And so with that in mind, physically, of course, he'll overcome it. It's whether boxing provides him with an outcome that he wants to motivate himself to go back into.
Eddie Hearn made it painfully clear that dealing with Tyson Fury is like trying to grab smoke with bare hands. One day it sounds serious, the next it reeks of mind games and misdirection. That chaos is exactly why Team Joshua refuses to chase illusions. Right now, the focus is locked on Anthony Joshua sharpening himself mentally and physically, because control is the only real weapon in boxing politics. Fury's silence, delays, and mixed signals only deepen the suspicion that this is calculated stalling. AJ, meanwhile, is moving with purpose, preparing as if the fight is absolutely real. When camps open and names start getting contacted, the truth won't stay hidden. Either Fury steps in fully, or the world finally sees who is truly ready to move forward.
Can't ever guess what Tyson Fury's thinking or what his plan is, you know, and it's really, you just got no, like, you can't choose confidently what he's going to do. Maybe he's had enough, maybe he's got the ump, maybe it's a game. You just got to worry about yourself. And, you know, for us, AJ's probably a couple of weeks away from going back into camp. And then, you know, in a couple of weeks, maybe we'll reach out to Frank and Spencer and say, look, we're going to make our next move. Do you want to speak to Tyson and see, make sure it's 100?
Frank Warren calmly strips the hype down to cold reality, and his words slice through the noise instantly. Training camps and bravado don't create super fights, contracts do. Joshua's staying active shows intent, but intent is meaningless without ink on paper. This isn't about fear or confidence, it's about control, leverage, and ruthless timing. Fans crave emotion and drama, but promoters live in clauses and guarantees. Until numbers are agreed, signatures secured, and terms locked tight, everything is still just talk. That's why the frustration is boiling over, because the fight feels painfully close yet somehow untouchable. But one truth stands firm. Once the deal is finalized, excuses evaporate. When that moment arrives, both sides will be exposed by action, not interviews, and the truth will hit harder than any press conference.
That he wants to fight, but this fight will only happen when the terms are agreed for him to fight. And as far as I understand at this moment, that's not been done. So the terms have got to be sorted out, and then I'm quite sure if that is the case.
Duke McKenzie doesn't swing at personalities, he swings at legacies, and that's why it cuts so deep. He questions whether hype and popularity have replaced real evaluation when greatness is discussed. Wins matter, but context matters more, and resumes expose uncomfortable truths people avoid. Beating certain names might sell headlines and spark noise, but it doesn't rewrite history. Legends are forged through depth, danger, and dominance over elite opposition, not convenience. The frustration here is about standards quietly slipping in modern boxing debates. Being loud, unbeaten, or wildly entertaining doesn't automatically translate to historical greatness. Fans can enjoy Fury's moments, celebrate the spectacle, and respect the showmanship, but comparisons to true greats demand ruthless scrutiny. Until the record truly matches the reputation, the argument won't fade, the doubt won't disappear, and the debate will never completely settle.
You know, obviously, Fury's got his own fans and people that think that he is a legend. And one thing and another. Well, that's all well and good, but you've got to look at his resume. It doesn't stack up. Not to the great fighters. It doesn't stack up. So, you know, he is where he is. But I say, if he beat Fabio Wardley, that doesn't make him great. That doesn't make me great.
Fabio Wardley speaks with a level of belief that snaps attention instantly and refuses to let go. He doesn't sound awed by reputations or slowed by history weighing on his shoulders. He sounds absolutely convinced. Youth, freshness, and hunger are lethal weapons, especially when aimed at a heavyweight who's survived wars, damage, and doubt. Wardley sees cracks where others see fear, and that fearless confidence alone turns this discussion volatile. The suggestion that Fury could once again be vulnerable to raw power isn't absurd, it's deliberately provocative. This isn't respectful trash talk wrapped in smiles. It's a challenger already visualizing the ending before the opening bell ever rings. Whether fans buy into it or reject it completely, statements like these apply pressure instantly. Momentum shifts, narratives change, and suddenly, for the first time in a while, Tyson Fury isn't stalking prey anymore. He's standing under the spotlight as the target.
And I'm a bit younger, a bit fresher. Got a few more tricks in my pocket, so if Wilder can do it, I can do it. I can get Fury out of there.
Do you see that? If that's a fight that happens, you see yourself knocking him out?
Yeah, 100%. I see myself getting him out. I can actually see it as well because I know I can get.
Carl Frock cracks open the question nobody wants to confront honestly. Why step away when the biggest fight of your era is still sitting there, untouched and unfinished? This isn't nostalgia talking. This is unfinished business screaming for closure. Joshua versus Fury isn't just another matchup, it's a defining chapter in British boxing history. Frock's angle cuts deeper, exposing a truth people avoid. Retirement only makes sense when there's nothing left to prove, but here everything is still on the line. Legacy, pride, reputation, and history are calling louder than comfort ever could. Fans are done with explanations and timelines. They want commitment. Every time Fury flirts with leaving, then drifts back into the picture, it erodes clarity and fuels doubt. If this fight truly matters, there's only one answer. Stop circling exits, stop teasing endings, and step straight into the fire before the moment slips away forever.
I know the fight with Anthony Joshua is an interesting one we want to see, one that I certainly want to see. First of all, I'd just like to say, why retire, why come out? I've touched on it.
Tony Bellew shines a harsh light on the brutal reality of timing at the elite level of boxing. Coming straight out of a punishing camp in a war, diving back into chaos isn't always wise, but letting a once-in-a-generation opportunity slip away can be just as dangerous. This is the trap Fury has mastered. He bends timelines, forcing everyone else to dance to his schedule. Say no and you risk losing the biggest payday of your life. Say yes and you risk stepping in undercooked. That constant hesitation feeds the growing doubt about whether this fight ever truly happens. Bellew's tone carries clear exhaustion with the endless back and forth, the false starts, the dramatic pauses that lead nowhere. Boxing fans have watched this movie before, where bold declarations fade into silence. Eventually, credibility becomes currency. Crying wolf too many times doesn't just frustrate supporters, it slowly drains belief, until people stop trusting that the bell will ever ring at all.
One that right now, I mean, he's just coming off a hard camp, a hard fight, and does he need it right now immediately when Tyson Fury says so? Probably not, but can he afford to knock back the opportunity? Probably not as well, so it's tough really. I'm not so sure it actually does happen, and I'm not so sure it's someone once again boy who cried wolf.
Gareth A. Davies sketches a scene soaked in uncertainty, where insider whispers collide with public confusion. Long layoffs, sudden retirements, and hushed negotiations blur the line between calculated strategy and complete disorder. When a heavyweight vanishes for months, momentum doesn't pause politely, it keeps moving without him. The idea of easing back sounds logical, but boxing is merciless to hesitation. Behind closed doors, plans may be shifting and deals quietly forming, yet outside those rooms doubt only grows louder. Fans hear timelines announced, then hear them unravel just as quickly, and that disconnect breeds skepticism. Every reversal chips away at belief. If this comeback is truly real, speculation must give way to clarity. Boxing history is ruthless toward fighters who linger too long in the shadows. Davies hints that something is stirring beneath the surface, but until gloves are laced, camps opened, and dates locked in, every comeback claim feels fragile, temporary, and far from guaranteed.
He'll get a tune-up. It'll be Anthony Joshua before Alexander Usyk. That is my understanding.
When you say tune-up, you're not referring to
like
Anthony Joshua as a tune-up,
or no, that's not a tune-up.
No, that's what I mean.
But
just the way you worded that. Then.
Well, we're already into. He hasn't fought for 6.5, 7 months.
Oh, he's retired, mate.
He's retired. Yeah, he's retired. My understanding is behind the scenes they're working very closely on getting him back. Maybe late this year or very early.
Johnny Nelson walks the tightrope between realism and belief, admitting vulnerability without surrendering conviction. Yes, fighters study footage and replay past moments in their heads, but boxing never runs on copy-paste logic. One clean shot doesn't promise a sequel. Experience evolves, adjustments sharpen, and mindset rewrites everything once the pressure hits. Still, Nelson subtly leans toward Joshua, because consistency matters when chaos closes in. AJ's ability to execute under fire, to stay disciplined when instincts scream otherwise, separates theory from reality. Power alone doesn't decide elite fights, timing and composure do. Nelson's perspective isn't hype-driven, it's rooted in respect and probability. While others chase dramatic narratives and recycled highlights, he weighs what actually holds up when plans collide. Fans will argue endlessly online, but inside the ropes, structure beats chaos more often than not. If this matchup happens again, it won't be settled by memories or myths. It will be decided by who adapts, who stays calm, and who evolves when the pressure reaches its breaking point.
Because Tyson Fury's a fighting man. So I know Dylan White is nightmare to everybody. You never know right now. People are thinking, yes, I know how to take that boy out. It's the same shot Anthony Joshua took him out with, and Pulev took him out, Povetkin took him out with. But I just think, fight-wise, I'd lean towards Anthony Joshua.
The tension between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury has boiled over, leaving fans starving for real answers. Every press conference stare-down, every sharp comment, every subtle jab is stacking pressure, forming a storm around what could become the defining heavyweight collision of the decade. Fabio Wardley lurking in the shadows only pours more fuel on the flames, a reminder that this division punishes hesitation and rewards boldness. This fight goes beyond skill or tactics, it's about pride, legacy, and absolute dominance. When the spotlight is hottest and the world is watching, who actually steps forward? Drop your thoughts below and decide it now. Do you see Joshua finally conquering Fury, or does Fury's craft and cunning prevail once again?